Hey there, Big Brother fans. We have got an update for you on who HOH Jag nominated in week 11 and also some info on who exactly knows that he is the head of household since he is shielded behind the veil of invisibility. All right, let's dig in. So Thursday, after the live eviction, when Cameron was sent home, the remaining house guest played a BB Comics head of household comp. It's usually a veto event, but of course they're scrambling everything up in BB25. So there are two powers at play this week, the power of invisibility and the multiplicity veto. Jag won the head of household comp Thursday night, and then we are going to reveal his nominees to you and who is his real target. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any Big Brother updates. So the only info the house guests were given about who won the HOH comp was his or her time. The winning house guest went through the comics comp in 8.5 minutes. After the winning time was announced, the house guest started listing off their various times to complete. As of right now, I don't think we've heard Cirie and Felicia's time yet, but I'll get back to you if I find it out. Jag boosted his time up, but not by enough, only by like 40 seconds. And the other players' stated scores were all much higher, at least 10 minutes and higher. And we won't know till Sunday night's episode whether everybody was lying, just Jag, or it was kind of an assortment of untruths with everybody trying to shield things. So with the head of household comes the power of invisibility. And it wasn't too long until Matt found out that his BB25 bestie, Jag, won HOH. And then they began discussing nominations, with the HOH worried that going after who he really wants to would be a dead giveaway to the rest of the house that he is the HOH. And he talked about his target being Blue. This is all pretty ironic because pretty much all day on Friday in the BB25 house, Jag told almost everybody in the house that he was the head of household. It's funny. So that power of invisibility only works if you don't tell people you're wearing the cloak of invisibility, right? So Jag told just about everybody, in addition to Matt, he let Corey and America know he won, and he told Bowie Jane too. So there's only 3 people right now that don't know that he won, and that's Felicia, Blue, and Cirie. But they already had suspicions, and they talked about them just because he's so good in a mental comp like this, and he's also pretty athletic, you know. So once Jag chose his nominees, or declared them, of course, the other 3 were going to figure it out pretty fast. Why? Because Jag nominated Blue and Felicia. There's only 3 people who don't know, and 2 of them are on the block. And unless they think that Cirie turned on them somehow, which I don't think they'll think that, they're going to start looking more closely at the other house guest. And already they had said they suspected the Jag won. And then they said if Corey and America won, they would probably go after Jag or Matt and make a big move. And if Jag and Matt didn't go up, Cirie said that means one of them won it because those 2 are the biggest threats in the house, and almost anybody else would nominate one or both of them. So then the nomination ceremony officially occurred on Friday, late afternoon. And I'm guessing the house guests got to just see whose faces appear on the memory wall, unless they do some freaky weirdness where they have him record a message and then they put it through some kind of comic or scary or whatever voice filter. Either way, they don't know who nominated them, and Felicia and Blue will need to play very hard for this veto since they are on the chopping block, and it is a multiplicity veto, so there are apparently 2 powers of veto at stake. It would be absolutely terrible if there were more than 2, but probably just 2, which is something they've done a few times in the past. So there were, in one case, 2 winners, just playing flat out. And then in another case, one was obtained as part of a care package from America, and then they played for the second one. And then in one year, there was a claw game, like in a toy claw, and it pulled out this golden power of veto ball, and then the comp was held for the second one. So in most of the cases, it was like kind of a gimme and then an earn it. And last time this was used was in BB25 when they had 2 videos, and the first video was obtained from the power of veto comp winner, and the second veto was the result of somebody, they had money and they were allowed to use their BB bucks to bet on stuff. And if you bet on the right house guest, then if they won the power of veto, you got a power of veto. So that's how it worked last time. But generally, it's some kind of gambit for one, and then the competition for another. But they might do it different this year, and maybe there's just going to be, the first 2 people get it. That's what they do on Survivor a lot, So I am anticipating that the house guests are going to play pretty hard for this because they know there's hinkiness afoot with the POV in the BB house. A lot of people were talking in the house, and they're very scared just of the unknown about the veto. And for that reason, Jag was scared to put up a pawn because they've all already figured out that they're all going to get to play the POV, or else that would reveal, who is the HOH. So everybody's scared of it, and Jag was scared to put up a pawn because he wanted all of his allies playing in the comp to preserve his nominations. That way they can all just vote blue out. So as of now, initial nominees are Felicia and Blue. And Jag said Blue is the one that he wants out. But once the veto comp plays on Saturday, we're going to have a much better idea of who will probably be the final Week 11 Big Brother 25 nominees. All right, come back soon. And if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our updates. Definitely drop a comment on what you think is good and bad about what's happening in the house right now. And click a like if you enjoyed this update. Thanks so much for talking Big Brother with us.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.